Hey everyone, Garrett here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of This Week at Tate Yoko. We got a great show lined up for you. Of course, we have our Fits Warehouse updates. We're going to get into what to do when your jeans don't fit. Talk about this week's release. We have Terry's word of the day, so you want to stick around until the very end. But before we get into all that, do me a big favor, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, we'll get right into it. I'll start off with my fit. I have In Situ watch cap in navy. I'm not sure if we have any of these left, but we definitely have some of the watch caps left. We're pretty much all wearing them here. I'm wearing the Heritage jacket. I think this is the MIJ 14 sample, size medium. It's not out yet, but it'll be coming to a store near you soon. Black circular knit tee, buffalo belt in black, strong guy left hand twill, Benchmade 940, and black shell cordovan card case. And this time I do have in my pocket the Burt's Bees. Gotta have the Burt's Bees here. It's very dry right now. And then on the feet, the Mr. Lou Wesco with salt stains on the midsole. Justin, what are you wearing today?
Yes, let's do this. Hi guys, I don't really remember, but I think it's been a little bit of time. Today I got my navy zip Terry hoodie. I have my Strong Guy Fox fibers fading slowly but surely. I have a hat from my local skate shop that is not around anymore. Rest in peace. And what else? I have my AE 1200 today. Always keep that on. And I have my my mock toe Timberlands, which are going to be getting retired very, very, very soon.
How high do those go up?
What, these things? They come up like not too high.
So you can actually wear them in the winter.
Oh, you can wear them in the winter, no problem. It's a proper boot. It is a proper boot, but
Timberland boys.
They've seen better days. That's all for me. Who's next? Vincent, Max.
Garrett, can you come back for a second?
Why?
I just want to show this guy's, I don't know, he says hat patina. I think you have chalk on your hat.
Oh, it is chalk.
Yeah, he's got the chalk all over the hat.
I was climbing last night, and sometimes you gotta adjust, and your
Sometimes
hands
you
are all
readjust
chalky.
your brimmy.
The watch cap.
Hey guys, it's Vincent. I have me glasses. Yeah, I think I'm wearing, I'm pretty sure I'm wearing the exact same fit as last video.
Yeah, you are.
Every episode.
Have you ever heard of a washer? Not this guy. I just wear the same clothes 7 days a week.
This is the NPC.
Yeah, got my red Terry crew on. I got my black circular knit t-shirt. I got my 7mm brown belt. May not be 7mm. I got my Strong Guy natural indigos. I got my Sambas.
Zambezis.
Yeah, the Sambezers. No, what's the name? No Ronald McDonald's today. I brought him, but I was like, man, I'll just let my feet marinate in these running shoes. I got my knife, my Higo no Kami.
From the snow?
Maybe from
Or sweating?
probably a little bit of both. I got my knife, my Higo no Kami water splash, and I have my leather case in black Glizzard.
Blizzard.
Hell yeah. And that's me, Max. Max, would you like to come in?
Hello everybody. I'm gonna show you my warm weather snowmobile jacket here. It's a shot 118 and I got my Westbrook by Naked and Famous joggers and my...
This is some rare pants.
Those are rare, my guy.
I'm probably the only
Got
guy
the
in the
cuffs
world
and everything.
with them right now.
Probably.
And my Nike running shoes.
What about your hat?
This is the In Situ Sisu Red, like everybody has, but not today, only me.
Maybe one or two. If you don't have one, we're very low. If not, sold out on these. So
I think there's still a few.
it might be your last chance.
3
for
or
that.
4 left, so hurry up.
Okay, Terry, you're up.
And in the rear with the gear, I'm just going to close things out over here.
In the rear with the gear.
Just Terry over here. This week, Tate Yoko here. Just showing up a couple of classic styles. Let's start at the bottom. I got my Jim Green African Rangers salt
Also
pepper
a salt
edition
stain.
there. Check out that salt stain. It's right on the go pedal in the car. It just kind of sits there and gets drenched. I'm sure that's part of the recommended care routine for your leather shoes.
It's funny because my boots also get like
Right there,
Right
on
there,
the
like a
heel.
black mark on the heel from driving, you know?
Yeah, it just sits there. Just sits there right there in the footwell. Elephant 11S's and True Guys here. One of my favorite jeans. I love these guys here. Just love everything about them. Fantastic pair of jeans.
They're really
kind of
quite faded now. They're really
kind of
coming
getting
on.
in there. Kind of getting
How
in
many
there.
washes on these guys?
2.
2 washes. And
Just
how
2.
long?
Oh, it's been about a year now, I guess.
About a year.
Smell
Not
it from
bad.
here.
Yeah, you cannot, but you used to. It was
No,
really.
there's-
I was self-conscious. There's a moment. Not too bad.
No smell. No smell.
Yeah, yeah. But there was a moment. I was walking in Costco. I smelled something bad. It was me. It was me. Anyway,
It'd
yeah.
be BO6, and I ain't talking about Black Ops.
Yeah, not Black Ops 6. I bust out this classic like Max. I got a kind of the oldie goldie over here. This is our old work shirt. One of the first shirts I got when I first started working here. I kind of felt like bringing out the classic plaid. We don't sell these anymore, unfortunately, but there are a couple around. I know Garrett's got
We're
one. Blue.
working on something
Watch this
similar to
space.
this.
Watch this space. You know, things are happening. We have the little goblins in the back there working in the mines to think it's been cool.
Yeah.
Like everyone over here, in situ hat on the top, accessories. I'm rocking the keels because none of that pharmacy special. Although I do like Burt's Bees too. I love those.
Probably owned by like the same company anyway.
Probably comes out of the same pipe. Yeah, absolutely there. And I've been keeping busy, of course, with the Stalker 2, just like Vinny, we're in the zone. We are hooked by Stalker 2. We love it. We love it. So, over new here in the warehouse, what is happening? There's a lot of stuff happening here. It is release week, the first release of the year. So it's on the shelf, it's ready to go. Our Frankensteins are about to be launched out into the world to be received by everybody there. So we're really, really excited about that. Also, because it's spring-summer 25 season started, we're doing some early spring cleaning. That's right. I know a couple of you guys there. Everyone out there who had like the Remind Me Back in Stock email set up, you guys are on the ball because we've been doing a lot of like little warehouse sweeping up there. We found some gems here. So I made a post about it. We found some hats. We found a lot of posters, a lot of banners.
Got banners back in stock, and also we restocked a bunch of strong guys and groovy guys in select sizes. So if you don't have a back in stock notification or you didn't get one, just head over to the website, double check to see if the strong guy or the groovy guy that you wanted is back in stock, because there's a whole bunch of sizes that we didn't have online that are online now. So
Absolutely there, yeah. So we've been just kind of pulling some, kind of digging through some things. Kind of, hey, they just slipped right through. So we made sure to put them right back on the website so you guys can snatch them up, and you have. So like, I'm always really happy to see that. Yeah, nice to know that people are keeping an eye on things. So without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this week's episode.
Okay, so as Terry mentioned, we do have our first release of the year of the season, which is the Revival Frankenstein denim. So here it is. I have a video with Brandon where we go through all the details. So if you haven't checked that out, you definitely want to do that, because this is an OG style of Naked Famous denim, one of the wackiest, craziest ones that we've had for a long time. Very popular. And I brought a couple pairs. I'm gonna need some helpers here. Two of these are actually Toxic Avengers.
Yeah.
But the Toxic Avenger is very similar. So you can kind of see like the range of fades that you could potentially
World
get.
Star.
And then the back
The deer
on the Frankenstein. So amazing texture, great fader. It's definitely like a statement piece, and something like, you know, if you want to talk to people about your jeans, or you want them to talk to you, you can see from far away that
We
these are...
know you want to talk to people about your jeans.
Yeah. You can tell from like a distance that these are something special. So it's not like a, you know, if you
family
know,
looks
you
like
know
one.
kind of thing. It's like you can see the difference from a mile away. So yeah, very cool jean. These are gonna be dropping, of course, Super Guy, Weird Guy, Easy Guy, True Guy, and Denim Jacket, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, tateandYoko.com. So keep an eye out for the Revival Frankenstein, and then next week we're gonna have the Love and Peace coming. So fun next 2 weeks. So basically, I have one main segment for today, and then if you read the title, you know what it's all about. And I thought this is kind of something that has affected everybody at some point in time, including myself. I can say I don't know if you can have a normal life without running into this problem at some point or another. So I encourage the guys to all kind of like chime in and give their opinion, their tips and tricks. But I kind of wrote down my thoughts and opinions on this and my tips. So what I want to talk about is what to do when your jeans don't fit. And the reality of life is, maybe you use a size chart, maybe you forgot to use a size chart. You get a pair of jeans, and maybe they didn't fit just quite like you were expecting. But no problem. We're going to kind of troubleshoot. We're going to navigate this together. And if you follow these kind of rules and guidelines, you should be okay. All right, so the first thing you really need to do is kind of figure out if the jeans don't fit. And I know that sounds kind of bizarre and funny, but you'd be surprised that it can be a little bit harder, especially if you're new to raw denim or... Anyways, we'll get into it. So if they're too big, generally it's easy to tell. They're just going to be too large. You're going to have a lot of excess fabric. They might be falling down. You might run into something that we kind of call like the camel toe crotch, where it looks a little bit like that, or you get kind of like a V shape going in like that. So if you got that, they're probably too big. Sometime if they're too long, that's not a big issue because you can of course get them hemmed. So if length is I'd say not something you need to worry about too much because some people, they're just not 5'3", 5'4", and you're gonna have to get your jeans hemmed just like everybody else.
Hashtag short kings.
Yeah, short kings. I also say if you can pinch more than like an inch of fabric in the waist, you just kind of go like this, pinch it like that, and if you can get more than an inch, you could probably go a size down. So just keep that in mind. If they're too big, you'll probably know, but it's personal preference. Now, too small. Too small, I'd say, is a little more nuanced and is more of a problem. So here's some tips to know if your jeans are too small. Number one, you have a hard time putting them on. If you're struggling or you're exerting like effort and energy, like if you're sweating by the time you get your jeans on, they're too small. That's number one. If you can't button them up easily in the front, there should be no resistance or, you shouldn't have to use your muscles really to button them up. So if that's hard, they're too small. If your movement is too restricted, so like one thing I like to do is kind of like move your leg up. If this is like kind of the max you can get, that means it's going to be a little bit too tight in the thighs area in the seat. If you're only able to go like this, I like to go at least up to like, kind of a 90 degrees. That's what I aim for my jeans. If it hurts to sit down, that's another good one. And I often tell people in the store, if I'm down in the store helping people try on jeans, they put them on, they're like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Da, da. I'm like, okay, take a seat on the couch. Just sit down and see how much it digs into like your gut. Because if it's digging in a lot, it's going to be painful, of course, when you're driving or if you're at home, sitting, eating food. You don't want it to be digging into your stomach. It's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah.
It's a gut feeling.
Another thing, we talked about this, Vince and I. Sometimes people go into the store and they try to figure out if their jeans fit by doing one of these. They hit one of these.
One of them squats.
They start doing squats in their jeans, which I think we always kind of joke about it here because unless you plan on doing workouts and squats in your jeans, it's not really a good way to figure out if your jeans fit. Second of all, if they are too small, you're going to stretch them out and potentially kind of like damage the jeans and kind of ruin them for somebody else. So generally, we don't recommend doing squats. You don't really need to do that to figure out if they're too small. Another one, if the button is pulling too far to the side. So if you have a pair of jeans and the button is kind of pointing all the way that way, then you know it's too small. If it's just on an angle a little bit like that, that's fine. Oh, another good one, this one, you'll probably feel it. Not enough room for the family jewels. If you don't have enough rise or they're just too tight, you're gonna feel it. You don't wanna have any pinching in that area. Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, for small jeans, it's easy to be, I'd say, in denial. So be generous to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be in denial. We've all been there to the point where you put them on and you're so excited and you just want them to work so bad and they're too tight and you're like, it's fine. It'll stretch out. It'll work. Don't be in denial. Be true to yourself. Listen to the pain if it hurts or it's uncomfortable. Just try to accept reality.
I've never been to the river.
So step 2, if they don't fit, here's the tips. Take them off immediately. Don't try to stretch them out. Don't try to force it. If they are unworn, you still have the labels attached, and they are unaltered or unhemmed, reach out for a return, especially if you got them from us. Generally, we take returns on items as long as they're not, final sale. returning them is going to be the best option to get the proper size. And if you're unsure if they are worn, you can always send photos to the retailer and ask like, is this considered worn condition? But generally I tell people, like, if you look at them, would you be happy receiving them in that condition if they were sent to you? So if they look all creased and if there's any fading or they're stretched out or whatever, then we'd consider it to be worn. So just keep that in mind when you are trying them on. All right, so step 3, what if your jeans are hemmed, they're worn, they're final sale, for whatever reason you cannot return them? Okay, so we got some tips for you. This is what you came here for. Okay, so starting with the jeans are too big. So if the jeans are too big, you got some options. First one is to use hot water to shrink them. So you can basically do a hot wash or a hot soak, and this is gonna, if you do the whole jean, it's gonna shrink them all vertically as well as horizontally. So they're gonna get smaller in the waist, smaller in the thigh, basically just a little bit smaller everywhere. And you can also shrink selectively too. I was talking to Vincent, and I've done this before, where maybe the top block fits perfect, but you want the leg opening just a little bit smaller, or maybe you want the leg to be a little bit shorter. So what you can do is get some hot water, or even like boiling hot water, and just dip certain parts of the jean into it to selectively shrink the jean. And I know it sounds silly and it kind of looks silly, but it is very effective, and it does work. So if you just want to have everything stay the same, but one part, just dip it in the water and you can shrink it. One thing to note though, hot water and or the dryer can damage the patch and or the fabric depending on it, but usually it's fine. But just keep that in mind, especially veg tan patches do not like heat. So yeah, I've shrunk waistbands and stuff just by doing the waistband or just the leg opening. And then if you want to do a hot wash, like shrink them as much as possible, make sure you turn them inside out. You're usually going to get a max of around, I'd say 5% shrinkage, so not a whole size, but it can be substantial. But keep in mind, depending on the fabric, depending on a lot of things, that how it was treated, how it was sand fries, if it's once washed, your mileage may vary on the shrinkage. Okay, now we'll get into a jeans too small, which I'm sure we've all had the experience with. Maybe you gain a couple pounds, or you just didn't check the size chart, or whatever. Jeans too small. So jeans too small, you have a little bit less options, but option 1, you can try to stretch them out through just wearing them. This is what a lot of people do. Thing about that is you can actually damage the jeans if you try to stretch them too much. I've definitely done that. I've had buttons pull out, or like often basically the stitching underneath the fly that sometimes can come apart because it's kind of the weakest area on the jeans if it's too tight in the hips and the seat area. But you can also do things like getting your jeans wet. So I like to put them on, hop in the shower or the bathtub, get them completely wet with cold water, and then wear them until dry. And as you wear them, that water in the fabric is going to help stretch them out a bunch. I typically try to do it in the summertime when it's warmer out. But that's a good way to stretch out your jeans. You can also pull on the legs to lengthen them when they're wet. That will help lengthen the leg a little bit. Or you could also undo the hem. So just unraveling the chain stitch at the bottom, you're basically gonna have a frayed edge at the bottom, but you're gonna get a little bit of extra length on the leg if that's something that you're looking for. Keep in mind though, if you do stretch them out, when you go to wash them, they're basically gonna shrink back to their original size. So that's something you wanna remember. And then finally, you can just kind of like lose weight, or if you're really motivated, skip a couple meals, you're probably gonna fit into the jeans. But and actually I forgot to mention, for the larger ones, you can also grow. So if they're too big, you can either grow a little bit, or I'd say put them in the closet, save them for later, because statistically, as you get older, you get larger. And so they might not fit right now, but they're probably gonna fit later. Or you can pull what Terry did and put some suspenders.
Yeah, I got a couple just a couple of points like that there. I actually had a pair of slightly jeans that are a bit too loose there. Suspenders are fantastic, so they really give you a lot of leeway when your jeans can be like sometimes like quite too large there. Also, it lets you kind of position them where you want on the hips there. So sometimes you're at the mercy of your belt or your butt if you have one. Some of us don't. So having those suspenders is like really, really nice kind of get there. I really, really, really like the suspenders. I mean, like they don't quite have like the, I love the belt too. I'm wearing the belt today here. It's super cool, but they're really, really special. And I have them for some just a couple of weird jeans I had like lying around there where like maybe like the waist is too loose, but the thighs are fine or something like that there, and they'll end up like falling off because it's not always about the gut. Although it often is. It often is not always about the gut there. So sometimes you kind of like, oh man, like my thighs got really big, but the waist is, still too loose. It's still gonna fall off. Suspenders.
Yeah, throw suspenders, or you can throw on a belt too. I mean, the belt is probably like what everyone's used to.
Most people use belts, and they kind of deal up there. The thing is that with the belt there, once you start squishing it down,
you get all the extra material.
You
kind
get
of
bunching in the
up.
back there, and like it doesn't look too cool. And it definitely doesn't feel very good either. So
yeah, there's kind of a limit to how much you can get away with on the belt, but with the suspenders, they're much more forgiving. You can kind of have that like clown
great.
pants.
Like,
you can size up probably 2 or 3 sizes bigger than what you normally would, and just rock the suspenders, and no one will notice.
Yeah. So like, if in terms of jeans are too small, I don't have too much advice. Although I did see a weird invention there, kind of a little teaching aid. I once saw in the store a guy wearing this on his own pair of jeans. He had the button expander. So
The button extender.
The button extendo. So basically, just like there are people who sell these on Amazon and whatnot. You could probably make yourself, your own. But I had a button in one end, and I had a hole in the other, and you just kind of put the button through one end and the other end, and then instantly you just increase the width of your, your jeans, the waistband.
You could just move the buttons over. That's a little bit more invasive.
It is a bit more invasive, yeah.
If you can remove all the buttons, I'm not recommending it, but it is possible to take the buttons, remove them.
Yeah.
Put new buttons in and just move them over a little bit. You're gonna get, maybe a ½ inch extra room.
Yeah, or it could just be like, something to keep in your pocket for like them turkey days there. Like a couple of hot meals, suddenly things aren't,
that's where the suspenders come in.
The suspenders were so good for the turkey meal. I have an honest confession. For a Christmas dinner, I was actually unbuttoned my top button and I had the suspenders on, and nobody noticed. Nobody knew. Nobody knew I was walking around with like an unbuttoned fly. It was great.
So, anyways, that's my tips. Let's say the jeans still don't fit. Then what we typically recommend is you can try to sell them on Grailed or eBay to kind of recoup some of that cost. Of course, you can put them in your closet for later. Who knows, maybe you'll gain or lose some weight in the future and they'll fit. Or, of course, you could be a super nice person, gift them to a family member or a friend, or, of course, donate them so someone else can wear them. That being said, though, if I will kind of close this segment off with, if you did purchase them from Tate Yoko, and for whatever reason they're hemmed or whatever, and you can't send them back, still send us an email. Who knows, we might be able to help you out a little bit and get you into a pair of jeans that fit properly, because we want to make sure that everyone's happy, everyone has a pair of jeans that they can wear. Send an email to Vincent, info@tatenyoko.com. He's a good guy. He's going to do his best to try to help you. We might not be able to take him back.
That's true.
We might not be able to do a return, but who knows? We might be able to throw you a little bone or something.
Might be able to slide a little something.
A little something. Okay? All right, so that's going to end my segment, unless you guys have anything any last words.
If you're like myself and you've already worn a pair and they've already began fading, and you just really did have way too many hot meals.
Hot meals, yeah.
Instead of buying a bigger pair, at some point, what I've noticed in my life, the trend of my life, hard to speak with gum in your mouth. Oh, completely missed the garbage.
Bro, go pick it up right now. Pick it up right now. Pick it up right now.
Anyways, if you've eaten too much and you have a faded pair like I do, I'm wearing like not my preferred pair of pants, if I'm being honest. I really love my groovy guys. I got too big. For your own health, for your own sake, your own confidence, your own mental health, just lose some weight. You get to go back into your jeans and you get to look good and feel good. Like all pluses, all pluses.
So are you going to take your own advice?
Not until this Costco membership ends. Nah, hopefully.
I mean,
But I'm just saying.
You've been working out.
I have, but it's just like legit, like the problem always comes to people like, oh, well, I've always bought this tag size here or this tag size here, I'm just too big. It's like, sure, you could always buy a bigger tag size, but but the bigger you get, the less quantity we actually make, because it's not so common for everyone to be a little bit bigger. It's more common for them to be regular size, if that makes sense. So just lose some weight, you get more access to more stock. Makes your life easier, you feel better, everyone feels better. Your groceries cost less, am I right? So do with that what you will.
All right, and with those words, it's time for Terry's word of the week.
That's right. It is word of the week time. So I'm going to give a quick refresher to those who might be new. Every week we have a little thing there where if you put this word in the comment section of your order, you'll be entered to win a little prize from us, a little bonus, a little extra goodie that we'll send to you for free, gratis. Also, even if you don't get a little prize, we'll throw in a little doodad. Usually we've got a little couple of tape measures. We've had keychains in the past there. Always extra stickers and a little bit like a love letter or a joke from someone that you've seen here, right here on the YouTube. We'll just get that little personal touch, little smooch on its way over to you. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about last week's winner. I have them right here. We have all the way from Lake Dallas, Texas. We have Carlo, and Carlo got one of our new banners that we just put up there. So the banner looks like this. The banner looks like this.
Actually, it's over there.
They're making Garrett's life so hard.
Yeah. It does not. It looks mostly
We
like
can
that.
take it out of the bag.
Yeah. All right, Carlo.
Yeah, unsheathed.
We'll find.
Unsheathed.
There we go.
But
Once the banner has been unsheathed, it must draw blood.
Yeah.
let's draw blood before we put
This is
it
the
back
nice
in.
one over here. So this is, we found a couple of these. It's actually really nice there. So protected with a little piece of paper. It's got grommets in 4 corners for ease of hanging.
There you go.
Question.
A little one on the top there as well. There's 5 grommets.
With the vinyl, is it ironable?
Try it.
You know what? If it's wavy and like wants to curl, I'd put it on a table with some heavy books on it to try to flatten it out. That'd be my first
Me personally,
recommendation.
I just roll it the other way. For real?
The
You can
reverse
do it
roll.
that too.
Yeah, with the Roman reset.
No, the Roman
Roman
reset was
reset.
something that you demonstrated to our viewers around Christmas time. We won't get back into that there. I had to clean that garbage can, by the way. Thank you. But yes, Carlo, I hope you do enjoy your banner and for your loyal and fun patronage, because he said the word was isostasis, of course, a lovely geological term there.
Oh yeah, tell us. What does it mean?
Talking about kind of like equal pressures in a geological term. So I'm really, really, really happy that he had that word over there. It's really fun. So we're gonna show him off a little bag over here. This one's got a patch on it for some reason. I kind of like that. So
Ooh, you got a very special one.
yeah, it's a very special one. I pulled
Damn.
that. Yeah, I pulled it out of the bag there. So I guess a couple of these have patches on them. So enjoy, Carlo. We're sending these off to you. And yeah, so this week's word of the week. So the one that you have to put in for the next week. Remember, comment section of your order. So I see a lot of Frankenstein orders with this word. And this word is lariat. That was donated to me by my family in our group chat there. So the word is lariat. Lariat. Write that word down there. And that's all for today. So I don't think we have anything else to say. Thank you very much. To wrap it up, as always, thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
You want some good stuff, man. I have a bag. I don't even have a patch, man. I don't even have a banner. Shit.